America's least free states tend to score in the middle of the pack for personal freedom and poorly on economic freedom. These are the 5 least free states. 46. Maryland. Maryland performs quite poorly in the area of land use freedom. Zoning is very restrictive and eminent domain is largely unchecked, and Maryland subsidizes business more than most states. Maryland has the most licensed occupations in the country. Educational freedom is very low as both home schools and private schools are tightly regulated. Maryland has decriminalized possession of small amounts of marijuana, and Maryland has among the fewest restrictions on alcohol sales. To improve its freedom ranking, Maryland should end its business subsidies and end rent control. 47. New Jersey. New Jersey was once considered a tax haven. Today, it is one of the 2 worst states for economic freedom. Taxes at the state and local level are higher than average. Government subsidies and debt are also above average. Home schools and private schools are lightly regulated, but New Jersey has no public or private school choice programs. New Jersey should cut its tax rates on income, property, and utilities, end rent control, and decriminalize low-level cannabis possession. 48. Hawaii. Hawaii has never performed well in economic freedom, and its ranking for personal freedom has fallen dramatically in recent years. Hawaii is a decidedly tax and spend state. Both state and local governments tax at high rates. Government subsidies and debt are much higher than the national average. The state performs very poorly in the areas of land use and labor market freedom. It has the strictest regulations on residential building in the country, and eminent domain power is virtually unchecked. Hawaii should cut both state and local taxes, relax the state's extreme land use regulations, and adopt a shall-issue concealed carry license for citizens. 49. California. California tends to rank quite well on personal freedom, but its economic freedom ranking is consistently at the bottom. California was once a leader in liberalization of laws governing cannabis, but has done little in that area since 2000. California is one of the highest tax states in America. State and local taxes combine to take nearly 11% of personal income. Government debt is very high at more than 22% of personal income, but government employment is lower than average. California allows for rent control and hasn't effectively reformed eminent domain laws. Occupational licensing is extensive and strict. State insurance markets are heavily regulated. California should cut spending on a whole host of areas and use those proceeds to reduce the state's staggering debt. And California should eliminate the California Coastal Commission's power to regulate private land use. 50. New York. New York is at the bottom in economic freedom and well below average for personal freedom. The state's tax burden is twice the national average, and the state spends 4 times the national average on business subsidies. State debt is the highest in the country at nearly 32% of income. New York is also the worst for regulatory policy. Land use freedom is low, primarily driven by New York City's rent control. Cable and telecom are unreformed. New York is perhaps the worst state for homeschoolers, and it has 0 private school choice programs. Grocery stores can't sell wine, and it's barely possible to get a concealed carry gun license. New York should cut spending in many areas and pay down its massive debts. The state should abolish rent control and cut its tobacco taxes, which have contributed to widespread cigarette smuggling.